Hi, welcome to Taylor's Chemical Engineering. My name is Eunice and I take care of CE. So here is my contact, my email, and my extension. If you need to see me, please send me an email before you come. So who are we? Many people have some misconceptions about chemical engineering. They think that we are oil and gas, we are palm oil or what they call oil and fat, or we are chemicals only. In which it is not true because we do more than that. In other words, I would like to say that we are like the alchemy. We touch something, we change it into something else. So in truth, we are everywhere. As long as there is process, there will be chemical engineers. And that we take care of the process, so basically we are like everywhere. In chemical engineering, we look at 12 main areas, which what we want to deliver to our students. Of course, for the basic, we teach engineering knowledge, and then we show you how to do problem solving. And of course, the next part, after we can do the first two, we talk about design, developments of a solution. And with all these three, we look at investigation. And of course, later on, we apply it into all the tools. We show you how to use modern technologies. So what we have above here is all what we call the fundamental knowledge of engineering. But of course, engineering is not just about you and your knowledge. Engineers talk more than that because of all the things, we need to remember that our goal is to service humankind. And with that, we have to take care of ourselves and the society or people around us in terms of environmental and sustainability and ethics of what we can do, what we should do, and what we should not do. And with all this, engineers cannot work alone, so we will talk about individual and teamwork. With that, it comes to communications and project management, these two main areas. And with all this, our last objective is talk about lifelong learning. What can you do and how can you do it after you graduate from our program? Okay, for the next slides, this is where we are going into more focus on what you are going to do over here. So let's take a look at semester 1. This semester is quite light for you. It's only 12 credit hours and only 8 credit hours are in engineering. So first one is your engineering mathematics 1, general maths, applied maths. And the next one is our unique project-based module that will show you how to do project, how to manage projects. And the next tool is, if let's say you take a look, it start with the code UCM, means University Compulsory Modules. Okay. And what I want you to focus is more on the prerequisites here. Prerequisite is that when you want to take a module, you must pass the module before this. For example, this is a semester 2 example. You will see that you have mathematics 2, and then here there's one thing called prerequisite for here. And this is your mathematics 1. So in the event, if you fail or get a conditional pass from engineering mathematics 1, you will not be allowed to take this module. You must take back the max 1, pass with minimum of C, only then you can take this module when you pass this one. So what we have here is your general subjects or modules that you need to complete within the next 4 years for you to graduate. And don't have to worry, it's like what are the modules and all that, because all of this information you can find it in your student's handbook. But one thing I want you to take note is that your standard academic load. A standard academic per semester is around 16 to 18 credit hours in a semester. And you're not allowed to register more than 18. without approval from me. So in the events you say, oh, I want to take up to 20 credit hours, you need to get approval from myself here. And the next thing is we're going to talk about academic probation. So what happens when the students fail or when the students couldn't cope with the study? Okay, there are few conditions here to get into what we call the academic probations. So when a students get their CGPA less than 2.0 or when they fail more than 50%, let me write it down, 50% of that module for that semester, they will automatically go into what we call AP1. In an AP1 status, the maximum modules that you can take is 3. And also you have to meet up with either myself or I will appoint an academic advisor for you that you have to meet either one of us regularly to review how is your progress. Because if this happened the second time, meaning this semester completed and you go to the next semester, but your CGPA is still less than 2.0 or you still fail another 50% of your module. This time, you get into the category of AP2. And in this case, you're only allowed to take up to 2 modules. And of course, you need to see me very, very regular. It's like almost on a weekly basis. Or another option or another way to get into this AP2 is when you fail a module for 2 times. And when you are repeating a module for a 3rd time, this is what we call, this is the last chance for you to take it. And if you did not pass the AP2 status or if you fail the same module again for the 3rd time, over here, the results will be you will get expelled. So please bear that in mind. In any given point of time, there's only 2 chances for you or 3 chances. The 3rd time, if you fail one module for 3 times, you get kicked out. If you get into AP1, AP2, and you did not manage to pass the AP status, you get kicked out as well. Okay, in terms of results, very straightforward. So we calculate by CGPA or GPA calculations. You get an A over here. You get 4.0 and you get a B, you get 3.0, etc. So accumulated calculations and that will give you your results. And in TALOS, please bear in mind, the minimum passing is C. Anything below that is considered fail. If you get D, D minus, D plus or D minus over here, you are given a chance to resit the examination. So after receipt, if you pass, then you pass, you got a C. If you still fail, then you will then have no choice to repeat the module. So the moment you finish or you complete your studies, we look at your CGPA in order for us to give you the award classes. So for those who aim for first class honor, please take note that you need a minimum CGPA of 3.67. Okay, beside that, we also give award to good students on a semester performance basis. So meaning in the events that you get a 3.5 GPA, we give you a special award we call Dean List. Okay, for late submissions, or let's put it this way, engineers are not supposed to miss deadline. So in the event if you miss your deadline, here's the penalty. For every day, there is a 20% deductions, including Saturday, Sunday, and public holiday. Please take notes on that. So if you submit 5 days later, I would say you don't have to submit because 0 marks will be given. Okay, so why do we include Saturday, Sunday, and public holiday here? because all our submissions are online. So there's no excuse for you to say, oh, I can't find the lecturer, or it's not a working day, etc. So as long as there is a deadline, you have to meet the deadline. So every 24 hours, 20% of marks will be deducted. So if you submit, like for example, 45 hours later, 40% of marks will be deducted. So if you need more information about the programs, about the universities or anything, very simple. There are two channels you can go to. One is your student portal, which will be given to you the moment you register. And the other one is if you need to have any forms, or you want to change your module, you want to do add drops or anything, or even if you can't log in with your student's ID, for example, then go to Campus Central at Block A. They will get it sorted out. So we call the Campus Central as the one-stop center for all of you. So that's about it. Thank you very much for your time and patience. Have a nice day and welcome to Taylor's.